Good day, everyone. We are here to present our research paper titled Narrative Review of Private Cloud Computing for Ensuring Stronger Data Security in Educational Settings. So, this study was conducted as a partial requirement for the subject Introduction to Computing for CS and IT. In this research, we will explore how private cloud computing can provide a safer and more reliable data management system for schools. So, as schools increasingly digitize their operations, it is important to ensure that students' record, academic grades, and administrative information are well protected against data breaches and unauthorized access. So, this presentation will discuss the problem, background, research questions, objectives, significance, and methodology, along with insights drawn from our review of related literature. But before we discuss or we move forward to our discussion, let me introduce to you our team or my co-reporter, which is Mr. Kaponpon, I myself, Mr. Kimio. Next is Mr. Roldan and Mr. Tibas.
In our background of the study, we emphasizes how the rapid shift to digital system has transformed the way schools manage information. Traditionally, schools stored their files manually or in localized database, which made retrieval slow and susceptible to physical damage or accidental deletion. As data volumes grew, so did the need for secure and scalable and efficient systems. So, traditionally, yung mga schools na meron po tayo ngayon, traditionally schools, ini-store po nila yung mga files nila manually and sa kanilang mga localized database, and it is very prone po when it comes to accidental deletion po. This is where cloud computing emerged. Now offering a modern solution that allows storage and access through the internet. However, our paper points out that not all clouds are equal. Public cloud platforms such as Google Drive or AWS share their infrastructure among many users, which raises concerns about the data privacy and ownership. In contrast, private cloud computing provides a dedicated infrastructure exclusively for one's organization, ensuring that data is not mixed with that of other clients. Private cloud allows schools to set their own access controls, encryption standards, and user policies. This gives them the greater control and accountability for how data is stored and shared. So, ang pinagkaiba po ng private cloud and public cloud computing, ang public cloud like Google Drive, AWS, is madami pong pwedeng users na makita. Unlike it raises the possible threats na pagdating po sa data privacy ng isang organization. In our review, identify that most prior research focuses on public and hybrid clouds, leaving a gap in understanding the benefits and challenges of private cloud adoption in educational institutions. Therefore, our paper to fill this gap by analyzing how private cloud systems improve data security, enhance trust among stakeholders, and promote a safer digital learning environment.
So, for our research question, our study was guided by three main research questions, which serve as the foundation of our narrative review. First, how does private cloud computing improve data security in educational institutions compared to traditional storage and public cloud system? So, this question helped us evaluate the unique advantages of private clouds such as data encryption, authentication, and privacy compliance. So, Second, what are the most common security threats faced by schools when using cloud computing systems? Here, we look at issues like hacking, unauthorized access, data leaks, and poor infrastructure management, all of which are common in public cloud system. And third, how secure are cloud computing platforms in strong sensitive data of students and teachers? So, this question explored how private cloud systems can ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of academic and personal data. And these questions guided our review and helped us synthesize findings from various scholarly articles published between 2020 and 2025.
The main goal of our research is to conduct a narrative review on the application of private cloud computing in educational settings. Specifically, our objectives are to review and analyze existing studies that discuss private cloud computing and its role in strengthening data security in schools, to identify the advantage and limitation of private cloud system compared to traditional and public cloud storage, to evaluate how private cloud computing can contribute to better compliance with data privacy laws, to provide recommendations for schools that plan to implement private cloud infrastructures as part of their digital modernization. These objectives help us to understand not just the benefits but also the practical challenge that institutions may face when transitioning from conventional system to private cloud environment.
So the next one is significance of the study. So what is our significance of the study? This study is significant because it addresses the growing demand for data security and privacy in the educational sector. So the first one is ensures protection of sensitive educational data. So schools deal with highly sensitive information every day, including grades, student records, and performance data, which if compromised could have serious consequences. By adopting private cloud computing, schools can protect their data through encryption and restricted access. So the second one is support compliance with data privacy laws such as FERPA and GDPR. So comply with international data protection laws such as FERPA and GDPR. Improve efficiency in accessing and managing records. And build trust among parents, students, and educators. So the third one is promote trust among students, teachers, and parents. Although establishing a private cloud may require higher upfront costs, the long-term benefits including scalability, operational reliability, and cost savings make it a worthy investment. For the last one is offers long-term scalability, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. So moreover, this research contributes academically by filling a gap in existing literature that has largely overlooked private cloud system in favor of public and hybrid models.
For our Chapter 2, which is the review of related literature, we focus on 6 major themes. First, cloud computing in educational institutions, where studies such as Sharma 2025 and Abdallah 2024 explain that cloud platforms have improved access to digital learning through issues like poor connectivity and weak security remain. Second, the security features of private clouds. it emphasizing encryption, authentication, and access control mechanism that prevent data breaches as highlighted by Abdul Salam and Hedabo 2022. Third is the adoption challenges, such as high setup costs, lack of IT training, and infrastructure readiness noted by Gupta 2020 and SIAF 2022. Fourth is user perception and acceptance, where studies show that trust and perceived usefulness are key to success adoption. Private clouds tends to build stronger trust due to their privacy and reliability. The fifth one is impact on teaching and learning. It illustrating how private clouds enhance collaboration and efficiency, as shown by Paul 2023 and Hadhav 2024. And the last is comparative analysis between private and public clouds. It's showing that private clouds offer more control and compliance even if they cost more or to maintain. And for our synthesis, which conclude that private clouds stand out as the most effective model for ensuring data protection and operational reliability in schools. Altogether, the reviewed literature supports our main arguments that private cloud computing is a secure and future-ready system for educational institutions.
The next one is research methodology. So, for our research methodology, we employed a narrative review design, which is a qualitative approach that involves gathering, analyzing, and synthesizing information from previously published studies. So the first one is design. Narrative review, analyzing and synthesizing scholarly literature on private cloud computing and data security and educator. So we systematically search for peer review journals, government reports, and conference proceeding related to private cloud computing, data security, and educational technology. So, we use databases such as Google Scholar, IEEE Explore, and Sage Journal focusing on studies published between 2020 and 2025 to ensure relevance to modern technology trends. So the sources were filtered based on credibility, relevance, and focus on educational applications. After gathering the materials, we grouped the information thematically into categories such as cloud computing and education, security features, adoption challenges, user perceptions, and impacts on learning. Thematic analysis allowed us to identify patterns, similarities, and research gaps. So the last one is ethical consideration. Ethically, our research followed strict academic integrity guidelines. We properly cited all authors, avoid plagiarism, and relied only on publicly available information. No personal data was collected, ensuring that our study complied with ethical research standards.
For our limitations, the first point is that our study relied only on secondary data sources. Meaning, we use existing research instead of collecting new or primary data. Second, our review was limited by time constraints and difference in school infrastructure. since not all the schools have the same level of technology or resources. Third, we recognize a possible bias in the literature we reviewed, as most studies focus more on the advantages of private cloud computing rather than its drawbacks. Lastly, we suggest that a future researcher should include empirical data like surveys or case studies to gain real insights from schools using private clouds. Despite the limitations, our study still provides a strong foundation for understanding how private cloud computing strengthens data security in education.
For our conclusion, to conclude, our study finds that cloud computing significantly enhances the data security, management efficiency, and trust in educational settings. Compared to traditional and public cloud systems like Google Drive, yung mga nasabi ko po kanina, private cloud provides schools with full control over data handling, security protocols, and privacy compliance. While the initial implementation may be costly, the long-term benefits include improved data reliability and protection, easier regulatory compliance, and greater institutional and independence in data management. We recommend that schools conduct feasibility assessments before adopting private clouds, invest in IT personnel training, and collaborate with trusted providers to ensure proper configuration and security. Future research may also focus on case studies and practical implementations to explore how private clouds perform in real-world academic environments. Yeah. In conclusion, the private cloud computing represents a crucial step forward, a safer and smarter and efficient educational ecosystem.